Hi everybody, so my client's back for an infill and today we are going to do some white Christmas nails. So her nails are on still pretty good, so I'm just going to remove all the gel polish from the top and yeah, I'm just going to see what's underneath, see if there's any lifting, if I need to do some remodeling or whatever. And then we'll start from there. So she's wearing this lovely cat eye design, which I really liked. And she's been wearing this for 4 weeks. So it's time to do something else, something cute, something for the holidays, of course. And it's been a couple days since I filmed this. So I can't remember everything exactly. Um, what I did and why. So I'm basically just watching this video, the same as you guys are. So I've removed all the gel polish from all of her nails. So right now I'm removing her cuticle tissue, making sure that the nail plate is nice and clean because otherwise it will cause lifting. And I'm just going to repeat that on all of her nails, just like this, just carefully flicking everything off. Oh, and one more thing, this is probably going to be a video without music because I keep having a lot of issues and problems with the music. Right now I am applying my rubber base clear, but yeah, I'm having a lot of issues with the rights from the music, but I've got this app which I've paid for and keep paying for every month to use and to download music and to use the music and whatever. But every time that I upload it to YouTube, I keep getting flagged with unauthorized music and whatever, and I'm kind of sick of it. I've already had one video removed because of it, and I really don't know what I'm doing wrong because I've paid for it. So yeah, and I've already filed a protest, but I got this really weird answer back. So yeah, I'm kind of sick of it. So yeah, sorry, I'm just gonna have to keep babbling away, I guess. But yeah, right now I've applied some builder gel by Careful Nails, and I'm just carefully modeling it onto the nail. And I could apply this without doing any filing, but I've added a couple, no, I've added one more layer because I did need to do a bit of a remodeling because her nails tend to grow downwards. So I've added some extra gel that I can file the nail underneath, make sure that it's coming out of the side walls straight and look nice and thin again. So now I'm just shaping the nail, making sure that it's a shape that I want, and once I've got that, I can do the lower arches, making sure they are coming straight out of the side wall, just like that. And I will be filing underneath her nails later on to get that nice C-curve back. And but first I'm just going to file on top, shape everything, and that way I can see the thickness of the nail a little bit better, and it's easier to file underneath later on. But you know, there's not a lot of filing left to do because most of the product will be underneath her nails, not on top. And once that's done, I am going to do some shaping by hand using my file. Also, because I need the the marks from the file to be in the nail, you know, the scratches, I mean, the file scratches, because the gel polish will adhere better onto a file nail than onto a smooth nail. So that's another reason why I always, you know, file on top afterwards. But the biggest reason is just because I want to have a totally smooth surface. And, you know, I do like to be proud of my work. So, whenever my client walks out the door, I'm just confident that when somebody else looks at their nail, they're like, oh, that looks really good. I would be so embarrassed if they were to show their nails to someone and they would, take their nails and look at them and would be like, oh, well, that doesn't look good at all. That would be, oh no, that would be horrible. So I just always, try to do my best and just keep in mind what would a stranger say if they were to see their nails just, in the when they're doing their groceries or whatever. And I always find this part very satisfying, getting that C curve back in, getting rid of all that stuff underneath the nails, and also it's also really pretty again underneath there too. So recently, I've started applying top coat underneath the nails, and I'm using this shimmer top coat. This is a golden top coat, golden shimmer, because it's going to be white and gold on top of the nail. So I'm just applying it underneath, and I would apply a top coat underneath anyway because I filed the nails underneath, and it doesn't really feel that nice without a top coat underneath. Plus, if you're cooking and using herbs and whatever, especially yellow herbs, it tends to, you know, really get into the product, and you'll have stained nails and whatever. So applying a top coat also prevents that. So I've applied this lovely gel polish by Soaks. Was this glitter 2 or 5? Oh, I can't remember. But it's just a lovely, lovely glitter, and the glitter's got multiple sizes in them. And so I've applied the first layer and I've cured the first layer, and now I'm just stamping on the second layer. And if you're stamping it on with a sponge like this, it will leave all the glitter on top of the nail, and it will absorb the excess gel polish. That way your nail won't get that bulky, and you will get a lot more glitters on top of the nail. And I always top it off with a third layer like that, because that will just smooth out the nail and will, add a little bit more sparkle here and there. But, because I've applied the second layer with a sponge, it won't get bulky adding the third layer because the sponge absorbed so much gel polish. And this is my Top Gel No Cleanse by Soaks, and that nail is done. Yeah, I always like to finish the thumbs first, because when the rest of the nails go into the light, the thumbs won't go into the light because I need their pinky to be straight inside the nail. And if they add the thumb, with a lot of people, the pinky won't lie straight inside the lamp, and then one side wall one side wall doesn't always cure that well, and I'll have issues, and I really don't want to have issues, so I'll just do the thumb separately and then leave out the thumb, curing, while the rest is curing. I'm sorry, that was a really weird sentence, but it's fine. So I've applied top coat on top of these 3 white nails, and now I'm buffing it with a 240 grit because I'm going to apply some chrome. And adding a matte top coat doesn't work for me, at least not from the Soak series. That matte top coat loves chrome, So your chrome will stick to the matte top coat. It just won't work. But what does work is applying a top gel no cleanse and then buffing it with a 240 Crit file, and you will have no issues with your chrome whatsoever. So that's my way working with it. So now I'm applying a very thick gel. You can use it for chrome. I wouldn't use it as a top coat because it won't level out and it has a bit of a matte finish. Not really matte, but a little bit matte, so it won't look nice and shiny. And now I'm adding just a tiny bit of my paint gel black through it. And paint gel black is also good for chrome, so those two work really well together. So now this gel has a really thick consistency, which I really love because I really want to do some 3D work. And now I'm creating a bow. I was thinking about this big lush bow on top of her nail, and it's going to be gold afterwards. So I'm just applying, and it's a bit tricky applying this gel because it's so thick. It's hard to release it from your brush and get it exactly where you want. And then also I'm really looking for that 3D depth effect. But I'm not really going to bulk it out a lot. It's not going to be like really 3D. I just want to have a hint of 3D like that. So yeah, I'm just, taking my time and applying the gel where I want it. And I just keep playing with it until I'm happy with what I'm seeing. So now adding the center, and it doesn't have to be leveled. I want the center to have some texture too. I'm not quite happy yet with that side. I want it to be I want it to have more of an angle because that way it will get that 3D feel. This is one of my clients. I have a lot of clients who will just sit down and say, well, just do whatever you want. And I really love that. Sometimes it's a bit tricky. Sometimes I just want to know, like, okay, but do you at least have a color? Because I've got so many ideas. I've got hundreds of ideas in my head. And if somebody says, "Well, just do what you want," sometimes I'm just tempted to do too much or everything at once, or oh, I don't know. So sometimes I'm just happy when a client comes in. You can do whatever you want, but I want this color. That narrows it down a little bit for me. It will at least keep me on a little bit of a straight path to just yeah, figure something out. Um, she really didn't have a very big idea, but she did show me a picture with white and some other stuff, and I was like, oh yeah, I can go with that. So she never really wants me to copy a picture exactly or anything. Sometimes I like copying a picture exactly because I really like what I'm seeing, or it's a bit of a challenge, and then I want to see if I can do it, and usually I can. But I do want to keep my style, visible on top of the nails. So I've already cured this, and now I'm just brushing in the chrome. And as you can see, this works perfect, just perfect, so lovely. I was really happy with how that looked. Um, yeah, so all I have to do is take out my fluffy brush and just brush off the nail, and there will be no excess chrome everywhere. Just a pretty nail. So that one is basically ready for some top coat. But first, I'm just going to go ahead and brush in the other side. Some clients just want to have two different hands, like They want it to be coherent with the rest, but I don't want to have the same things on each side. But this client really likes it when she's got the same things, on both hands. So we'll just stick to that. And now I'm going to create a deer. But usually I'm used to painting a deer that's standing still, but this one is jumping. So just took out a picture from internet, and it's standing there, on my table. So I'm just looking at it and carefully mapping out where I want everything to go, and just really, taking my time and making sure that she's got a lovely deer on her nail. And while I was painting this, we were still debating on what to do on her index finger because, like I said, so many ideas, like so many ideas. Do you want a Christmas tree? Do you want um, I don't know, a snow globe, a whatever, a snowflake, or oh, too many ideas. Just stripes. Do you want stripes? I can do whatever, you know. But I did want to keep it elegant because I did think that when these two nails were done, it already looked really elegant. So I didn't want to overdo it. I do like nails where there's a lot of things going on, but sometimes I just really want to keep it simple and elegant to give it like a really luxurious feel, and I really wanted to keep that in this set, and I think I did pretty well, if I do say so myself. So the deer's coming along nicely, and it's looking a little bit weird, I know, because it needs its ears and antlers and a few legs, of course, and but it's getting there. I've already drawn the other nail, so it took me a little bit longer than this one. So this one was just a little bit faster. And for this one, I'm just using the paint gel black, so I'm not using the 3D thicker gel that I've used with the bow. So this is just flat and only the paint gel by Careful Nails. It's the 3D paint gel black. And I do have to say that this year there are a lot of people who really, really want to do a lot of nail art. It's been, it hasn't been that much like previous years. It was people were a little bit more toned down, like just do some red and some glitter. Some people, of course, with some nail art. I've always got my clients who always want to really, you know, do a lot. But this year there were a lot of people who wanted to get a lot of nail art, like, and not just on two nails, but on three or even five nails, which, yeah, and some were very intricate and really all out there, but some were more, toned down. But yeah, a lot of nail art this year. So that was fun. So that's good. So let's get that chrome on. Oh, and do you see that difference? Oh my God, the difference chrome makes on top of that black, the feel that the black gives, opposite how the chrome feels, it's like, oh my God, so luxurious and so pretty. And I really think these deer came out really good. I'm really happy with how they looked. So I'm just going straight over it with my top gel no cleanse. I'm not going over it with any rubber base or anything because I find that it ruins the chrome. So yeah, I'm just not gonna do that. Just gonna go straight over it just like that. really nicely. Just get it in there because I don't want to have any black spots when she's washed her hands. Yeah, and I'm top coating these four nails right now because I still wasn't sure what I was going to do on her index finger. So yeah, I gave myself, every bit of time that I could get to decide on what I wanted to do. But we decided to go for a snowflake, and I'm happy that I did. I'm just going to do half of a snowflake because um, I like the feel that um, it brings with it. That bigger half snowflake. Um, just liked it, I guess. And I do have to say, it's hard, just to keep talking like this because I really don't want to use music anymore. Oh, but yeah, the hassle with the music, it was just too much, and it gave me stress, and I don't need that in my life. I really don't. I've got a lot of things to worry about, and I really don't want to worry about music rights that I've paid for, basically. So yeah, I'm just gonna stop using music. They can have their music, like whatever. I know I'm not a pro. I just do this for fun and for myself. Every time I look at a video, I'm looking at it like, oh, I could have done that better. It makes me a better nail tech looking at my own videos. So, um, yeah, I don't mind. It's all good. I'll just keep blabbing away. Whatever. But we are almost done. So I'll just see if I need any finishing touches. Not too much. Then cure and then rub it in with chrome again. Lovely. Just like that. Very pretty. And here are her nails. And I really, really, really love how they came out. They have such a luxurious feel. Yep. Really happy with them. Very pretty. Almost looks like porcelain. So, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you've liked this video. And I wish you all a very good day and very nice holidays, of course. Bye.